beautiful souls. Lori Rising here, Star Channel Embodiment and Galactic Guide. Happy Capricorn Full Moon on July 3rd at 6:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, we have so much to get into today. You know, I just did an energy update and I decided to bring it into this Capricorn Full Moon and try to condense the enormity of what we're going through in this video. Let's see how it goes. Y'all, it has been wild out there. Did you do the practice, the integrative work of the summer solstice? Right before the solstice, we had a historic, of course, because we keep going through this, a historic Schumann resonance radio blackout. It came back on at a power of 185. It's usually at a power of around 7. Okay. That's huge. We had an X class solar flare. We had M class solar flares popping off. There was a lot of light pouring onto the planet for us to integrate in these little bodies, right? We have such a big consciousness in these little bodies. And the more that we drop into that truth, like the belief of it in ourselves, the more we really start getting what this human gig is about and why we said yes to it. And I love this Capricorn full moon energy of where we're going. Because right now, if you're like me, and I know most of you are probably feeling this out there, you're feeling a big squeeze, a lot of resistance, and a pull back or like a retreating into what feels safe. And you're feeling it at such a bigger volume at this point because of all the light that we're moving from now. It's like, honestly, when we live from our light, we can't not take the leap. I know I'm using a double negative, but we can't not go forward into the unknown and the limitlessness of possibilities. Yet, when we keep putting so much emphasis on our overactive minds, our thinking minds, our processing minds, our minds that like to live in the fear of the past or the expectation of the future, right? That really like to have this deep place of control. And that deep place of control, if you can imagine, that creates a deep place of resistance. When we actually came here to be like these wild, beautiful manifesting beings that just flow into what the limitless possibilities, the unknown potentials. And when we can do that, we actually set ourselves up for quantum leaps. We set ourselves up for deeper places of alignment and growth. So I feel like we're at a choice point right now. I want to say a crisis choice point that's happening right now. And my energy update was all about not just Pluto squaring the nodes, because we have the North Node and Jupiter conjunct in Taurus, which we love this energy. It's continuing to solidify our belief and the innate knowledge of the consciousness of this planet and how vast it is and how we're just a piece of that. And when we can tap into that, into the stillness of its message and support and guidance, that's when we move more towards our destiny of ease, of joy, of thriving in this experience, right? Like of understanding what these vehicles came in to do, because they didn't come in to grind and hustle and stress and create dis-ease and be disconnected and have so much trauma and have so much pain. Now, pain and growth and experience is a part of the human gig, but dang, y'all, with these constructs that we keep putting our belief in, we make it so much harder on ourselves. So I'm going to come back to the most important currency you have. It's not dollars. It's not money. That's very beneficial, especially because we live in the construct of exchanging money for goods and services and things that we need to live. But your most important currency is your belief, your attention, and your energy. We are creating an energy far before anything becomes physical. And we have been trying to work backwards to forward. We are so good at staying surface level and efforting and like just grinding hard and making it so much harder on ourselves, when really when we get to the root is always energy. And when we work from the energetic beings that we are, we create in magnificent ways. We are the creators of our world. And that's the way that we create the dreams, the hopes, the joys, the desires that we came in with. But when we go backwards, we just don't, we cut ourselves, we pinch ourselves off from that. We don't even allow ourselves to hold it in our field because it's not what we have in our learned experience. When we're basing that just up here, when we're staying up here in this overactive, rationalizing, overthinking mind, that's holding on to the past and placing that in the future. And it's keeping us finite. And if we are anything, we are infinite. We are ever evolving. And when we hold ourselves and everyone else and everything else, all of life force, energy, and consciousness around us, when we hold it in that space and that availability, everything around us changes. Possibilities just start amplifying and showing up in our field. Our frequency elevates. So, two things I'm going to tell you about real quick. One is, hello, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so excited that you found us. Definitely please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm sharing more shorter energy updates that people are loving real time as we move through certain transits and how they're affecting us in the collective. So watch for those. In these videos, we tap into the big energies of the new and full moon and what's coming through in my channel when I tap into the collective and how we can work with that moon that's coming up for us. Remember, with new moons, we're really digging deep into like that darkness, that receiving and planting intentions. And with full moons, this is when we're moving out. Something is being illuminated that's not working in those new moon intentions. And we're actively letting that go. And we're moving towards what's working. We're expanding the thing that feels good, right? That our body consciousness is saying yes to. And this is such a big process that we're moving through that has come down in generations through our lineage of holding on to the resistance and pinching ourselves off from that expansion that comes from the moon cycle of receiving and releasing, letting something die off and rebirth, right? Right now, we're super in the Pluto death and rebirth, which I'm going to touch on in a second. So if you haven't done the light integration from the summer solstice, I'm going to link it up here. I think it's over here. I'm going to link it up there. It's like a 20-minute activation. And we are absolutely being asked to be active right now with Pluto squaring Chiron. That's one of the energy updates I wanted to bring in. Pluto is squaring the nodes, and the North Node is conjunct Jupiter in Taurus. Pluto's also squaring Chiron in Aries. It's a wide orb, it's 10 degrees, but this is important because Aries is about to become our North Node on July 18th. And this is all about manifestation. So this is why we are hella uncomfortable right now. And this is why we have what can feel like a crisis point that kind of feels relentless. And it's been being activated since what I feel like March, especially when Saturn moved into Pisces, Pluto moved into Aquarius, Pluto just moved back into Capricorn. We're getting hit hard in this back and forth all the way until November of 2024. So this is just such an actual time of expansion. When we say yes to the invitation, when we say yes to the opportunity at leaning in, taking the leaps of the growth that our light bodies know, we have the messages. We're so much more in our clarity, in our innate guidance, and yet we might still have such a deep hold back here in that neural pattern habit, right? Of saying no to ourselves, of self-sacrificing, of being more comfortable in the scarcity and lack, Then in the trust and expansion, the unknown arena, our nervous system really, we want to almost support our nervous system in feeling good at being in the unknown. This is just an easy practice here, is to take a cold shower at the end of your hot shower. This is an embodiment practice of finding that place of calm, rest, and relaxation with something that the body is not used to, right? We're used to like that comfort and ease and like, the privilege, I want to even say, of those hot showers. And you're going to eventually find, hopefully, like I have, that you get super excited about the cold. What's the intention of the cold? What's the intention of the unknown? The intention is to help you make quantum leaps and help you thrive in this life and manifest with ease. But when we stay in the resistance of what we've known, or even stay in the comfort, I want to say the comfort of control, because we've created a lot of constructs around us that we're able to control. And then when something happens in our world or in that construct, like we get untethered, we go berserk. We don't have that balance within us because we're so used to things working in a certain way from all of the efforting that we've been doing. So I hope that this makes sense to you. So definitely go back through the summer solstice activation and then come back to here. And when we're here, know that creating some movement in your physical body that's different than what you've already been practicing and patterning is going to help propel you. It's going to help propel you into the leap, into the risk that you're being asked to take. It's like, I called it today a labor meditation. Like, do a project that you've been putting off. Do something that's so physically intense that you have to be fully present for it. And we all know with the North Node and Jupiter conjunct in Taurus, like we're learning more and more about how wonderful stillness is, getting quiet, being fully available in the present moment, right? Being in rest and calm and relaxation. It's a beautiful thing. And the more we do this, the more we create the dominant narrative. Amazing. And also, we have to keep moving old energy through when we're still doing the core wound transformation. We have to do the embodiment work. So I want to invite you to my free masterclass called Manifest Like a Champ. This is going to be different than any of them that you've been at before because I'm bringing the missing ingredient that everyone else doesn't seem to have. It's the embodiment piece. We're doing it real time. That's the way we learn through our innate sensory navigation system. If I just sit here and tell you how to manifest in better ways and you don't activate or integrate that into your physical reality, you'll never get there. We continue to rely on just this learning linear mind loop, and that's not serving us anymore. So check out the link below. Please sign up. Please come. It's free. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And you are going to walk away a transformed person. Like you're going to get excited about these practices. I know because they've been working for me and I've been fully committed to them. Okay, let's get on to this Capricorn full moon. So much to drop into. A couple of things that I really wanted to highlight are that this is cardinal energy and this is the new earth soul flow that I keep talking about in my containers. It's all about being in this place of receiving through whatever, quiet stillness, present moment activation you can find, even when it's labor meditation or when it's nature meditation or when it's just full bodily stillness meditation, whatever it is, right? You find that place, you receive, you integrate, you alchemize that by moving forward in the embodiment piece, by taking it forward in confidence and moving effortlessly by activating the trust of the unknown possibilities that you already have the answers of, because that is your creation energy, that you're holding on to that highest timeline in a place of trust, not in a place of fear and resistance and effort, which creates tension. Full states of flow are where we're going. This is the new earth flow. So let's draw on this cardinal energy that we're moving towards, because we can still be feeling a lot of that fixed energy of the nodal axis with the north node in Taurus and south node in Scorpio that's squaring Pluto, right? Pluto squaring the nodes. And we're feeling the most of that, the most energy of that right now. And this is where you can feel like you just can't pull yourself out, right? Where it feels like maybe you make some progress and you start to feel, and then you get pulled back down. Myself included, I've been feeling that. And so I've been letting myself move through it so I can bring more to you for help, support, and guidance. So cardinal energy is going to take action. The north node's moving into Aries July 18th. The Capricorn full moon is on July 3rd. This is Cancer is the sun. So Cancer is receiving because it's ruled by the moon, but it's in the sun, and the sun is external. So you see how we're working with the masculine and feminine energies right there. And then Capricorn is in the moon. The moon is receptive, and Capricorn is a cardinal energy. So we're really working in that dynamic space with all of these energies and moving forward with what has continued to tap on your soul, especially since March. And you just maybe haven't found the oomph to make it happen. Like, that's what I'm getting. You like haven't found the gas to hit the pedal. So know that you're going to get supported with cardinal energies really coming in to rev that up for you. Okay. Because fixed signs want to hunker down and they want to commit, and they have less availability at taking those big leaps or those big risks because they want to stay safe and secure. Mutable signs can actually be in a place of indecision. And it could also be seen as consideration. So they're really taking in both sides. They're really expanding and understanding the whole picture. And cardinal is more instinctual. This is the manifestation work. And they have more trust, and they go with their gut and they move forward. So this is really what I wanted to point out. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the chart here real quick. Here we have the sun and Mercury conjunct in Cancer, and obviously that's opposing the moon here in Capricorn. And then what I wanted to talk about the most here is actually the moon sextiling Saturn. And this is where you can feel like you're having a really big discernment coming through in where you put your stream of consciousness. Like, you can be having really big downloads of how you just don't have the energy or the space to listen to noise anymore. And you're going to know when it's noise, right? You might be really cleaning up who's coming through your algorithm, what's coming through your algorithm. That really feels like this moon sextiling Saturn right here, Saturn in Pisces. And this, I feel like, is a wonderful energy for us to drop into detoxing on every level, detoxing spiritually, and really finding the ideas, the vibrations, the frequency, the thoughts, the support that raises our energy, raises our frequency. Also detoxing from our bodies, right? Because this was part of the energy update I was going to show. Here's Chiron in Aries, and that is square to Pluto in Capricorn. And this, it's a 10-degree orb, but a lot of people go 5 to 10 degrees. And I feel like we're really getting hit with this. And this is where detoxing the body is going to be very supportive and beneficial right now, because you're going to get so much more clarity and guidance after the summer solstice lighting integration that we've done. You're going to get the messages, the downloads, and the hits. But if our cells are mucked up, if we are continuing to numb ourselves out and create a haze in that clarity, it's going to just be super uncomfortable. So this is also about doing a sugar detox. It's about doing a digital detox. It's about doing a people detox in whatever way you need to, right? If you need to burn that cord down or that entanglement down, do that. I have a great meditation for that. If you need to create a light bubble for them so that you elevate yourself and you find the reflection wisdom of that energy or experience or entanglement to raise your vibration higher, do that. I just feel like it's a great time to really start being so intentional with our body as the conduit. And that's what I'm feeling like. The death of not paying attention to the body or giving our power away of our cellular health, our DNA health, our physical health, all of the health of this body and clarity that it can bring when we show it so much reverence, so much honor and love. Like literally when we honor the earth and her consciousness, she shares medicine with us. When we honor this body and its consciousness and its ability to drop us into higher guidance, it's unbelievable now how quickly that happens. And this is what is going to take us into the leaps that we really are being asked to move into. It's the opportunity at practicing the integration that we've had from the summer solstice. When we don't practice it, and even in the square, right? With a square, it's a tension or a challenge between two planets and energies. And we have to activate that. We have to find a synergy for those energies in order to move into the growth, right? Because if we don't, if we're not excavating it and really opening it up, then we're going to stay in this place of discomfort and keep feeling ourselves get pulled back into retreating into the patterns that we've known that we also know haven't been working, right? We know this so deeply now that these neural patterns for ourselves and for the collective are not working. So we have to be so wildly intentional in doing the work and what the work really means, because when we make our alignment, our centeredness, our balance, the biggest work that we do in this human unfolding journey, and when we move through the shadow and the core wounds, the energies that come up, right? The difficult experiences, and we find the growth on the other side, the rest of it that we saw as work changes. It magnetizes to us in new ways. So we've really got to enact this. We've got to make this transformation. And I feel like the Capricorn full moon is set up for us to solidify even more in ourselves, imprint in ourselves, the new earth soul flow of receiving, hearing, integrating, embodying, and calibrating, like acting and making it a reality in our physical world and depositing that into the grid so that other people can tap into that easier. Other people that might not be as far as you are on this path, but we're the ones that are going to tip the scales here through the ripple effect. So we also have the moon trine Jupiter. So here's the moon again, and we are trine to Jupiter right here. That's a beautiful energy, right? So trines are harmonious energy that flow. We don't even really have to do anything to activate them. So let yourself expand your capacity to receive. Let yourself get even more quiet or still or more immersed in the body activity, immersed in the embodiment that brings you into that place of present moment activation, whatever it is that does that, but let it be quiet enough that you hear what's coming through. I've noticed lately that I have actually been moving away from my music, and I'm so into sound frequency, but now I have such a deeper sensitivity that I want to hear the birds. I want to hear the layers of sound around me, and I want to hear what we're not hearing on like a conscious level. or I should say on a physical level, right? Because we typically are so used to hearing the physicality around us of what we know and what feels familiar. But even consciously, we can be hearing the non physical consciousness coming through. And we're just making that more and more normalized for our experience and for humanity. The sun is conjunct Mercury, which is also another, I mean, there's so much beautiful movement and elevation of this Cancer energy of receiving and being confident in it right before we get into the North Node in Aries. And I will be coming out with another video for that. And then Saturn trine the sun and Mercury that are conjunct. So, y'all, it just feels like right now when this video is dropping, I know that we are in wildly intense times because we've been feeling this push, but yet it almost feels like an incapacitation, like we don't know where to go. So just let yourself stay with it. Let yourself push play. Keep showing up to the workshops. Keep listening to the mentors, calling a friend, dropping into laughter medicine. Keep moving your body. Keep bringing yourself into the meditative space, whether you do it on your own or you push play. Like, we have to be so diligent because I'll say it again, our lives will not change without our full participation in them. And what we know so deeply is that everything that's being created comes from energy first. And when we've been pushing to come from the physicality first and bypassing the energy, it's been taking a hell of a lot longer than it ever should. So we're accelerated, the energies are accelerated, and let's accelerate these manifestations by taking the leaps, by finding the trust, by embracing the unknown and getting into the limitless possibilities, because I feel it. It's like on the precipice and it's bubbling up. And that's where we make that choice, right? When maybe you're taking a jump off of a cliff, or you're doing a backflip off of a diving board, or it's that space, or jumping out of an airplane, whatever it is, it's that moment where there's a decision to be made. Do you go back to what you've known, or do you go into the expansion that's going to come in that flying energy? So with this Capricorn full moon, let's really let it illuminate what's not working, because we're already feeling it, and it's coming through our exhaustion, through stress, through overwhelm, and it's definitely coming through our body consciousness. That guidance is trying to take us somewhere. And with a square, especially with Pluto and the North and South node in fixed energy, we can really be digging our heels in. And that's the moment. Are you going to lean in or not? For myself personally, I have something huge, and I can go back and forth with it, back and forth. I can apply it to the past where I haven't had the results that I'm really hoping for in this. And I've been letting myself move through that kind of at a soft pace so that I don't feel pushed. Yet I also know that this is my time, and it's my time to trust, no matter what the outcome is, that this is taking me to far bigger expansion and growth. It's asking me to go to the next level. And I've known this was coming, and being in it doesn't make it feel easier at all. It actually feels a little bit more difficult. I was hoping that it would feel a little more easeful, but that's where that Pluto square is coming. And when we get into that cardinal energy, that's when we're going to really have that forward movement and that burst through. But only you can burst through. Only you can do that through the co-creative energies. So I hope this has been super helpful for you. So let's just pull in a quick card read. I'm just going to pull one card and see the energy the guides want to bring through right now, because I know this was a longer video. There's just so much to get into because there's a lot going down from the earth, the Schumann resonance, from the solar flares to the geomagnetic storms, to the wildfire smoke, to Jupiter in Taurus, really activating our squeeze on resources and our invitation into believing in them in new ways. to everybody out here sharing masterminds, sharing the message, and like just going kind of hog wild. It feels like we're being sold to constantly. But I mean, this is how we grow. It's the soul growth, and it is through other people's innate medicine that you're going to get the deepest level of guidance and support. So I encourage you to keep investing. Okay, so this is showing that right now our third chakra is blocked. And that is our solar plexus. It's our life force. And that is our light. It's our sun, right? That's like a Leo energy. It's a fire energy. And that's that light energy. So when you're doing your practice, bring that crystalline light, that sunlight, that ball of light, however you want to see it, bring it to your solar plexus, which is right here, and see that spinning and feel that light move through. Feel it opening and unblocking anything that's there. And I want you to check in with, how am I dampening my life force by what I'm letting myself be plugged into, the narrative I'm letting myself run here, and how easily I'm letting myself even fall into victimhood or triggers in these entanglements. And I'm just almost getting lazy and letting myself go back to very old patterns, because now is the time to break them for good, to destroy them and rebirth what's ready to come from that sovereignty and the agency and your full energy and empowered self. When you go back and do the summer solstice activation on the YouTube, I'll link it here again. Bring this in with it. Really work your solar plexus. And we do breath of fire in there. Breath of fire is all about activating the solar plexus. So again, maybe the message here was the guides were like, BTW, do the summer solstice activation. It's 20 minutes. We have to be so intentional right now. When the energies are this big and this wild and this transformative, we have to be so very intentional. All right, y'all. I hope that this has been so supportive. Please let me know in the comments, what are you moving through in very deep ways? Where are you feeling the most stuck right now? And how intense is it, right? Because it helps for us all to hear that we're feeling something on a collective level. And it helps for us all to drop into the trust that it's gonna transform. It is. Energies always move. They never stay stagnant. When we create stagnation in the body, that's when we create dis-ease, disassociation from our power. Okay, so hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm giving away a free 90-minute reading at 1K subscribers. The readings are about to go away because I am rebirthing my own mission here. So I would love to invite you into that. And honestly, when I get to those YouTube milestones, your viewing experience here is going to be so much better because I can change the ads. You won't have to push skip ads so often. So let's do this together. Let's keep elevating. I'm sending you so much love. If you want to do the embodied, the deep integrative practice and work, come join my membership community. The price is so right. It's $12.50 each circle, and then you get a bonus astrology workshop every month, and you get an astrology transits calendar. So this membership, the people that have been OGs of this membership have gone through deep transformative changes in their life because they keep showing up. They keep doing the work. We do it together in a sacred circle. You get a 2-week free trial. So check that out in the links below. Now is the time, right? Join the groups, find the networks, find the connections, and let's just keep going. And until next time, y'all, don't forget to keep looking up.